What's going on, people? I just want to talk about this Marvel Strike Force update that they put out last night, basically. So this is right here, 8/13/2018, and this is I guess they're gonna do a once a month update, which is probably not good enough. But I just want to talk about it a little bit here. So we all know that they have been saying they're gonna nerf Quake and Black Widow. They were gonna nerf their slow and speed up from 50% to 30%, which I think is probably a good thing. Maybe Quake doesn't need it as much because the rest of her kit isn't as amazing as Black Widow. Black Widow doesn't need 50% speed up, but in any case, they decided that they're not going to nerf these two characters anymore. Basically because of public outcry. They've decided that they don't want to make people feel bad because it takes a lot of work to get your characters up in this game. And I think that's something that is true. So instead of reimbursing you, they just don't want to nerf anything anymore. So it says, what's coming next? In my last update I mentioned that we are considering a reduction in speed up and slow status effects in the interest of bringing Black Widow and Quake into formation with other characters. The community has wide-ranging discussions of pros and cons, and we consider those perspectives carefully. While there are merits to leveling the playing field for new characters, we don't want to invalidate the hard work that players put into earning these existing characters. So after serious consideration, we have elected not to make those changes. Like I said, it's basically just public outcry. Nobody likes nerfs. Well, the problem with that is things need to be nerfed. Things will be nerfed in this game eventually. It's just going to happen. Every game like this has nerfs. It basically tells you that this company doesn't have a plan. They don't know what they want to do, so they're just listening to some Twitch streamers that have high base of followers or whatever, and saying, you know what, we don't want to make these guys mad. We're just not gonna do what we want to do. Well, that's cool. You need to listen to your customer base, but at the same time, you need to have your own plan. You can't just be, oh, I want the Hawk to be so powerful that he one-punches everybody. And if enough people say that, do it. That's just not how it works. You need to have your own plan and you need to do it. They've decided last month that they needed to nerf these two characters, and that's what they should have did. They should have gave some reimbursement for it, as in giving back purples, the purple abilities. But anyways, they're not going to. And then they go on to say, this begs the question, will we ever reduce the power of a character in the future? There may come a time when we have to, but no reductions are currently in the works. We are looking into ways to reduce the pain that comes with potential future changes so we can maintain the health of the game while minimizing frustration to players. This last bit is what I just said. If you nerf a character, you need to give something back to that player. As in ability mats. Those purple ability mats, they take too long to get right now. So you would need to give them back, at least some of them. You can go on to say that, well, you still have a character that's strong even though we nerfed them, so we don't want to give you everything back. Well, then give half of it back. But it also says here, there may come a time, but we have no reductions are currently in the works. Now last month, they said they were going to nerf Yondu and Crossbones. And we'll see that as we look down here, there is no mention of Yondu or Crossbones in here. Crossbones definitely didn't need a nerf. So that was just them listening to some more public outcry. Oh, I don't like this one guy. He does a lot of damage with this one move. It's really stupid. Why would you listen to that? He is balanced around one move. Everything else he does isn't very good. Don't listen to public outcry because they just screw you over every time. You can't do it like that. You have to actually have somebody in the game that works there that understands balance. Do these guys understand balance? This is something that I am questioning now. Because we didn't see what they were going to do with Crossbones, because last month when they talked about it, they had no idea what they wanted to do with him. Yondu, a lot of people thought they were going to just change his passive so he wasn't going to steal 2 buffs or whatever. Now Yondu is extremely strong, so if they nerfed his passive a little bit, he would still be really strong. I could see that as a nerf that could have happened. But because they haven't mentioned it anywhere, I have now stopped saving my ability points, stopped not upgrading those 2 characters, and now I have upgraded those 2 characters because they said they're going to nerf them, and I don't want to be stuck with characters that are nerfed into oblivion because they didn't even give out any ideas of what they wanted to do with him. Especially Crossbones, since that move that he has that does all that damage wasn't there, he would be a completely useless character. So I'm glad that they made that change. It says, while we're not changing how speed-based status effects function, top strategies will continue to evolve over time. This month we're introducing several new characters, each with unique place in strategic landscape. Scarlet Witch is already available, and with her comes key elements of a powerful mystic team. Scarlet Witch, Vision, Mordu, Doctor Strange, and recently improved Thanos makes a mean combination that can take on top-tier arena mode. So, are they trying to balance around arena here? I don't think so. But they're just giving you an example of a new team based on a rework, Vision, and Scarlet Witch, who are basically Vision's a new character now. He's so much better than he used to be, and Scarlet Witch have made these other 3 characters here. Thanos also has just got a rework, so he's better than he was before, and he was already pretty good. So they're basically saying these guys can compete with Black Widow quick. Scarlet Witch combo with Visions is potent, blah blah blah. Also, they're bringing in Miss Marvel, who boosts hero teams throughout energy generation and frequent assists. Her ability to recover to full health makes her especially valuable in Rage. So I don't know what she does. I haven't looked at her. I don't know if she's in the game, but recover to full health, that's pretty crazy. But once again, is that going to do anything to them when they're slowed and speed up? Well, they're just going to bring their own slow and their own speed up. The summer updates continue into September. It's August now. With the arrival of the hottest team yet, Nick Fury and his Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in this legendary event. Shrike sends its Kree allies behind enemy lines to rescue Fury from the forces of Ultimus. They're basically talking about the new event for unlocking Nick Fury. You need to have a bunch of Kree minions and no Kree heroes. And if you didn't know, they buffed the S.H.I.E.L.D. minions. So odds are they're gonna buff Kree minions eventually. S.H.I.E.L.D. minions here have been greatly improved to provide Fury with an elite team with additional ability synergies with higher overall power. While they're strong on their own, Fury increases their synergy and makes them powerful enough to stand up to any threat. Taunt, stealth, and healing. So basically they're saying that Nick Fury by himself with these updated S.H.I.E.L.D. minions, they're also on the power level of a Quake Black Widow team. Updates to Star-Lord have given the Guardians a boost in power, and they plan on improving Groot. So they're going to buff Groot. That's what they say here. Will be coming later that make him even stronger in Guardians team. Well, this is definitely needed. Groot is definitely a bad character. He's basically useless. They're also planning on Ronan buffs. He also needs some buffs. He's got extremely low percentages on his abilities. They also need to probably buff Punisher. They're also going to make a new UI so it's easier to see synergies. Okay, that's nice. This is about 1 month from their last one. And let's just look at this a little bit here. This is where they're all talking about the nerfs. 30% right here, 50% to 30%. Quake and Black Widow. Well, let's look at this here. We'll also be speeding up some of our slower characters, such as Hawk, to ensure their usefulness once they lose that extra speed bump. So basically they're saying they're not going to... Are they going to buff Hawk now? Because nobody's using him, even with Black Widow. And it's been a month. 713 right here. How long does it take them to add in a couple numbers to Hawk's speed? It doesn't take that long. What's going on here? Are they going to rework him completely? Or are they what are they going to do? Are they just forgetting it? Are they just trying to ignore that they said this? It's been a month. This update should have addressed things from this past update. And if that whoever makes these updates, if he doesn't know the answer, he needs to figure the answer out so he can update us on these things. People that want to use Hawk are going to look at this and say, well, should I keep saving for Hawk? What should I do with him? These are just some things they need to improve on. Hopefully they get better at this as they go along. Also, 1 month per update, probably not good enough. Probably should be every 2 weeks. They should have said something between now and the last update that they are now thinking about not nerfing them instead of coming out 1 month later and say we're not going to, period. That was a long time for people to be sitting on characters that they didn't know what to do with. So anyways, hopefully this informed you about some stuff. See you later.